making my body nobody go sign. You know everything I do is nobody else concerned. She go come online. And I see darkness all around me, but I know I'm the light. I know I'm the light. Shake it.
Shake it, Kebe, shake it. Hi guys, it's your girl Atoke Iki Talks of Talk Show, and welcome to Talk Show. So guys, on today's edition of Talk Show, we are going to be talking about court marriage. I mean court wedding, court marriage, anyone that works. But then, you know, a lot of Nigerian youths, you're like, court wedding mama show, court marriage mama show. So that's a call me about cheat pere. We divide it. We go away. I go my way. I mean, a lot of Nigerians want to do court wedding because they feel, some feel, I mean, I've heard people saying, no, court wedding, if your husband should cheat, I mean, you would divide the properties and you are going to be giving. So Congo say, when you try things that they think, is attached to the court wedding. So we are going to be talking about court wedding. We are going to be talking about the benefits of the court wedding. We are going to be talking about why it's necessary. We are going to be talking about why what is court wedding itself. So guys, I present to you my beautiful girl.
And you are just too noisy.
Like making my body nobody go sign. You know everything I do is nobody else concerned. She go come online. And I see darkness all around me, but I know I'm the light. I know I'm the light. Shake it, baby, shake it. I feel your vibration. That girl on my motion. Beautiful temptation. That girl on rotation. Shake it, baby, shake it.
Guys, I present to you, my beautiful guest, my beautiful Pepe Yo-Yo. See fine girl now. So I present to you my beautiful lawyer. Thank you for coming to Talk Show. We love you and we appreciate you. My fans are saying thank you very much.
I love you guys too. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Okay, so introduce yourself, man.
Okay, so I'm Ade Kadida Mola, ESQ. I'm a lawyer, I'm a legal consultant, and also a woman resource person.
Oh, wow. It's plenty. Only you. You can't find joy. Hey, God, no. Okay, so the topic we're having today is about court wedding.
Okay.
I mean, personally, I used to think, I have my opinion about court wedding. And talking to people they also have their opinion about court wedding. So I just want you to tell us, what is court wedding itself? I mean, okay, so sorry, before you start, let me tell you some things that I've heard from people. Some people feel, at least most Nigerians that I know, most youths, they want to go into court wedding because they feel, if I marry my husband, he won't be able to have another wife, and even if he should have another wife, all his property will be divided. I mean, yes, I have people like that we think that's the way it is. Like, if he should marry somebody and he should marry another person, and you guys do court wedding, his property is going to be divided. So most Nigerians, they want to go into court wedding, so because of that. So I want you to enlighten us. Why is court wedding necessary, and what is court wedding itself?
Okay. The question is quite funny, though,
Okay.
because what you're asking legally is wrong. There's nothing called court wedding.
Okay.
Okay, so now I'm going to explain the different types of weddings, marriages we have.
Okay.
We have statutory marriage and we have customary marriage.
Okay.
So now, both of them are legal marriages.
Okay.
Both of them are recognized under Nigerian law.
Okay.
So now, statutory marriage has to do that's the one you consult under the statutory law,
Okay.
which is the Marriage Act.
Okay.
And why the customary marriage has to do with, it is divided into two.
Okay.
That's the traditional rights
Okay.
and Islamic law.
Okay.
So now, this is boiling down to your question. I know your question is driving towards statutory marriage.
Okay.
That's what you're calling court wedding. Anyway.
Okay, so that's the name. It's
Yeah.
not court wedding.
It's not
But you know,
court wedding.
most that's what
I
we know.
understand. I understand the perspective you're coming from.
Okay.
I just feel like we are trying to enlighten
Enlighten
people,
people,
here,
okay.
and knowing and using the right word
Words,
will
okay.
make sense. So
Okay.
now we're saying that statutory wedding,
Okay.
that's the one that is contracted under the recognized law, statutory, that has to do with marriage. That's the Marriage Act. That's the one you do in at the registry, that you go there, you sit down there, and the likes. And now, traditional marriage, as customary marriage is divided into two. That's traditional and what's it called? An Islamic marriage. So the Islamic marriage has to do with the funny thing.
Sorry for my viewers. The Islamic marriage is the Nikai that
Exactly.
people do.
So doing it according to Islamic law.
Okay.
It has to be according. There's emphasis on according. If anything, if you didn't do the right thing,
Okay.
the way it is, the way it's stated in the books, in the
Okay.
holy books, you are wrong.
Under the law.
Yeah, you didn't contact any marriage. There's no marriage itself. Talk about soigi. I don't know. Maybe I can speak English.
Yeah, you can
Yoruba
speak- yes,
dialect.
you can speak
So
Yoruba.
it's something they call oigi, something like that. Like doing the nikai the right way. If you don't do it,
Okay.
you are not married under Islamic law.
Wow.
If you miss a particular step, you are
Okay.
not married. Now, like I
Sorry
said,
to cut you. I mean, we are enlightening people.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people that I know that I've even seen that they will do wedding and they will just go, oh, buy me pay fast like money paying, and they will just do it for them.
if
It
you
just-
don't do it
it's
the
for-
right way, if as far as Sulaiman do not do it the right way,
Okay.
it's so wrong. They are not married.
Wow.
Now, let me give you an instance of traditional wedding.
Okay.
If now the bride price is not being paid,
Okay.
you are not wedded
Oh, okay.
under traditional rate. If you don't pay, if you don't bring the bride price, the normal yam, you people collect that, you think it's just oh what's a bashu, it's just a regular thing that you feel like it's social.
Yeah.
It does not make it legal.
Okay.
If you don't do it the right way,
Way.
if you don't collect consent is very important when it comes to traditional wedding.
Consent from who?
From the parents,
Okay.
parents of the bride. If there's no proper consent,
Okay.
you are not married.
Okay.
Oh, all this, if my mom is not interested, I'll go and marry him. I will do it anyhow. I'll call any other person in the family.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
They always say something that, oh, Baba Moku, but you still have there's
Yeah,
still
Baba
family,
Ku, Baba
Baba
Ku,
Ku,
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
So there's still like other family members. If the mother decided to like, oh well, okay, I want to give up my child, and the father is not involved, or the father family is not involved, that marriage is not legitimate. So now we're saying that if you don't, if somebody decided to go and marry other person, you have to
Leave one part.
move one part. That's committing bigamy.
Okay.
And the simple definition of bigamy is either you are involved in polygamy or polyandry. Polygamy has to be with a man marrying two wives or more than one wife. What polyandry is marrying more than one husband. Do you understand? So bigamy now under the southern laws.
Okay.
I'm just talking about the Marriage Act. There are different states now.
Okay.
They have their own marriage law already.
Different states.
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm just talking about general acts from
Yeah.
the southern side.
Okay.
Now, if you commit bigamy
Okay.
in southern states, you are liable to 7 years imprisonment.
Woo!
You
7 years in prison.
7 years imprisonment.
Wow. Okay.
If you marry somebody under the law
Mm-hmm.
and you decide to marry under maybe under Islamic rights or under traditional rights,
Okay.
you are liable to bigamy.
Okay.
That's the funny truth.
Wow.
It does not mean that if you get married to somebody under statutory law again. No. If you get married under Islamic law or under statutory rights, under traditional rights, you are still liable to bigamy.
Even with Islamic law.
Yes, because
Because
your
you know
first marriage,
Okay.
yeah, is under the statute.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
It is statutory. So now you are saying that because of there was a particular case that we treated when we were in school. The guy was a Christian initially,
Okay.
and he got married to a wife, his own wife.
Okay.
Then later on, he became a Muslim
Okay.
and married one Miriam.
Okay.
He was liable to bigamy.
Okay.
Because his first marriage was contracted under the statutes.
Okay.
If he had been married under Islamic rights,
Yeah.
under Islamic rights, you can marry more than two wives.
Yeah.
If it's that one, everybody will just say that, eh, now Shebi is under the statute, I cannot marry somebody legally. Okay, I'll get married under Islamic law. Which they will be right. And what's not the point of bigamy? So, but under what's it called, Islamic State,
Okay.
yeah, instead of is either you're liable to 7 years imprisonment or you pay a fine. But Southern State does not provide for fine. You are going straight to prison.
Okay, but you can pay a fine.
That's for Islamic states.
That's for Islamic State.
Northern states.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
But now, Southern states, you cannot
Not
pay
pay.
fine. You are going straight to prison.
Bam.
Agbolongo straight.
Bam.
If you are in your
Kitty
state.
kitty. Bam.
That's it. So,
Okay.
now, you are talking about, what's it called? Erudition,
Yeah.
right? What's it called? Will,
Yeah.
then how to like take over properties.
Yes.
Yeah. Coming down to that point,
Okay.
if you are married under the statutes,
Okay, so sorry, but then I feel like you are using the law terms now. Let me put it
okay.
down.
I thought you were already explained it.
Yeah, yes, we've explained it, but let's just use the word that is popular to people,
Okay. Oh.
so that they will understand.
Since you people decide not to learn, because I don't know why
We
your
are
host
learning.
doesn't
We
want
are
you people to learn.
learning.
I feel like I've already explained
Explain it to
what
them,
it is,
yes.
and they will be able to pick up like that. Don't belittle your viewers. Don't
Sorry,
worry, they
viewers,
can't do
you
it.
you will understand.
Yeah, definitely you will.
Definitely. Okay.
Yeah. So now I'm trying to say that if you get married in the court,
Okay.
registry,
Yeah, the court.
exactly. Sharing property after divorce,
Okay.
yeah, it has to do with now. If in doing the marriage,
Okay.
you guys maybe you have a house and you guys build it together.
Together.
Now
Okay.
it will not be okay. We have to sell the house and share it into two,
Okay.
and share the money into two,
Okay.
depending on who actually can claim. Maybe when you guys were married, you had this property under Mr. and Mrs.
Okay.
If he was smart enough and he has it under Mr., it's his house. It's not you people's house.
Okay. So there's not this I love my husband, it's my husband's house. Like let's put it in my husband's
No,
name.
you are losing.
Okay.
It's just a bitter truth. It's just like custody too. Custody will be divided. The custody of the child, maybe there's child of the marriage. It has to do with this is he still underage?
Okay.
If he's still underage, most likely the mother will have the custody.
Custody.
Now we now look at the income.
Okay.
Who has more time? Who has capacity to take care of the children?
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So those are other what's it called, reasons and things to like think about for the judge. It's at the discretion of the judge.
Okay.
That's the funny thing. Even for the property itself, it's at the discretion of the judge. If they have a property together and it's under Mr. and Mrs.,
Okay.
they are most likely going to share it into two. But if the husband can prove that it was solely his effort.
Okay.
See, this thing has to do with the discretion of the judge. That's the truth.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes.
The judge can just say that, no, you just want to cheat this man.
Okay.
And okay, instead of that, let me give he's going to be paying child support and alimony.
Okay, so that means we've been having wrong misconception about.
No,
This
not that
is
you
okay.
people are wrong. You are not so wrong.
Okay.
You are right to some extent.
Okay.
Yes, you will share property. You will. But it depends on who can prove it better. All these things has to do with the discretion of the judge. The judge is the overlord. He's the one that can say, oh, okay, so Mr. A, you have money and you were buying cars for yourself and you feel like your wife, you said she should not work, she should not do this, and you think you will take all the car. Oh yeah, give her one car.
Okay.
Despite the fact that the cars were in his name.
Okay.
It might be like, oh, he has so many money, he has other property, and he has like 2 children, and he wants the children, like he doesn't have time for the children and everything. Oh, the wife, you have more time, you are more caring, you can take care of the children, you are mentally stable. Oh yeah, take the house, stay with the children in the house, you move out.
Okay. Now I get it.
Do you know the funny thing? Should I break your heart? Now, under traditional marriage,
Okay.
if you want to, like, when it comes to divorce too, under traditional marriage, you will go to customary courts.
Okay.
You know, when it comes to statutory marriage, that one you marry at the state high court.
Yes.
You can't do the
Yeah.
divorce at the state high court, but that one is at the customary court. Now, you are the customary court, you own some property. Is according to the discretion and the laws provided under that tradition that they will share that property. They share property too.
Wow. Okay.
It's just that people don't know their rights. They share custody.
Okay.
Because all these things are under the law. They are all legal.
Okay.
Islamic rights too. Husband must be willing to divorce you, and at the same time you have a right to pick his property. One, if you can prove that he was bad to you, he did not take care of you. Do you know that they said men or no tó bá ti lágbára?
Yes.
If you can provide for them.
Yes. I know.
So if you can prove that your husband is not providing, he's not doing this, he's being terrible, and you can prove it in Sharia law, you will pick one of his property.
Wow.
So now that's where it all boils down to.
Okay.
So I feel like people just get the wrong idea of that is only under statutory law that you can.
Okay, so because I mean many youths, all we just want is they feel like yes, mama say traditional marriage, yes, mama say clinical marriage, mama say Islamic, but every court wedding mo gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe because why? Ọkọ mi ò fẹ́ jẹ́ kó, I mean
Don't
that's
be deceived. Your husband can divorce you at any time. That's the funny thing.
okay.
If he's smart, if he has the right knowledge at his hand, he will know that whatever he's buying, he will not buy it in your name. It will not be
Okay, so
misguided.
this is like I mean I'm sorry though, but it's like you are giving the men like okay, so
It's not about giving any men. It's just like the lady too. See, do you know the funny thing? If you can prove that your wife is earning more than you, and she can pay you alimony, you will pay the husband alimony. In case you don't know.
Wow.
Yes, wow. I have a case like that. It has happened. We were able to prove that the woman was committing adultery.
Okay.
And when we were able to prove it, the court awarded that you should give the man 2 million naira. And we collected it. It's not a joke. It happened in my office.
Okay.
So it's not about the men alone.
Oh.
It's just people having the right information.
I get
It's
you.
just having the right information. Now, if you feel like you don't trust your husband, whatever you people are doing, be buying it in different people's name. It's the truth. The fact that I'm a lady does not mean that I won't tell you the truth, and does not mean that I'm giving anybody expo. It's just getting smart. So,
But you know,
that's
there's
it.
I get you though, but you know, in marriage, I mean, people believe in we are married, we should do things together, and by doing things together, people put their husband above them, like you should be you're my husband, like take it. I mean,
It's okay. I love too. I love it so much. But at the same time, when you are in love or you are doing some things, it's okay. You can actually give your all to your husband. It's very okay. It's very okay. But just make sure that you can trust him. But if you cannot trust him, then you rise up.
use your brain.
That's it.
When you are loving, don't go and love with all your head. You not be doing, baby, I love you, baby. Wise up, you can hear now.
So-
if you go and do my husband, and later your husband is not tell you this man. But if you go and do my
I
husband,
feel like
and my
both
husband,
the husband and wife, they are safe under statutory marriage. If you are being right, you have the right heart, you are safe.
okay.
You are. Like now, I don't, maybe because of I know so much. Yeah. When I cannot actually have any other marriage apart from having a statutory marriage.
Okay.
Because you feel safe.
Same, yeah. That's the point. That's why people are running to it. That is what I'm
You
saying.
feel safe.
Like that's why people prefer, like me though. I don't mind not doing traditional. Okay, let's not do that. But then I mean, everybody wants to do that. Like, let me know that we are doing this, because traditional wedding, Islamic wedding. I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm not saying they're bad. But I'm just saying one is more safer than the other.
Definitely. You have a point on that. But it all depends on what you want. It all depends on what you want. You can have traditional marriage, so you are safe to both. You are safer under statutory marriage.
Okay.
So you just choose wise. And the funny thing is, I'm even showing it to the guys. If I were there, them Jerry, I would actually go for statutory marriage, because I know that if I catch my wife like this, oh damn, because I
You
will
don't
collect,
enter
I'll collect money.
But don't collect money from women.
Okay,
It's no good.
I hear you. But women can collect money from you.
Yeah, they are
If you
working.
were unfaithful, we will
We
all
don't-
be fine
exactly,
with statutory marriage.
yes.
So that's just
you have to
it.
be faithful. I mean, if you want to be on a safer side, even if your husband is doing, or even if your wife is doing it, I mean, if you want to be on it, right? If you want to be on the safer side, just know that you're loyal, you're doing something that is right. So I mean, the judge can put things in your favor, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so guys, thank you for staying to the end of the show, and thank you, our lawyer, for coming and staying with us. Thank you for
You're
enlightening
welcome.
us.
You're
Thank you for
welcome.
telling us things we need to know. We love you. Thank you so much.
You're
We are
welcome.
really,
You're
really
welcome.
grateful.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Electricity.